Hey, everybody.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Welcome to our We Three Queens. Woohoo! And as we get together and talk about some of the things that are on our minds and some of the things we're using, we're going to talk about some products, and we're going to eat some yummy cookies and truffles. I made truffles with the orange, and I made peppermint butter mints and spearmint butter mints, and we have our water and tea, and we're ready to party. And we're so glad that you are with us. If you are on our live, I see we've got 2 people, but I'm not sure how to find out who you are.
Could just be us because I'm in live.
Oh, okay. Could just be us. Okay.
Could just be us.
So let us know you're here. Put a thumbs up, a smiling face, or a hello, or a Merry Christmas, whatever you want to comment. And we would appreciate that.
We would. Because we are working on tech savviness, I actually have a computer here beside me, which you can't actually see in the screen, to focus on Facebook comments. And if anybody joins in the chat here on Zoom, we will do our best to address those as well. In order to fit us all into this view, the computer is pretty far away, as you might imagine, but I'm sure that between all of our glasses, well, your glasses, I don't know, do you wear contacts?
No.
No. Okay, well, we'll use our magnifying tower.
There you go. It works for you. Oh, me. Okay, so I have us there and I have us there. So hopefully we'll see any comments that come through.
Well, this was really meant to be a casual, just kind of get together, almost like a talk show type environment. And this is the first time we've done something like this. So, while the other ladies are talking, I'm going to use the opportunity to eat all the goodies. And
I don't know.
But it was really just meant to be a good excuse for us to get together and connect and share what we've learned, in this year, but also focus a little bit on gratitude, focus on what we want our 2024 to look like. So why don't we start easy? Why don't we start with how do you guys celebrate the holidays? So Tammy, why don't you go first?
Not a good one to go first. I don't like to share, and I have to share because all my kids are grown. So I have to share them with their kids and their in-laws. So we get together sometime over the holidays, and we do our thing. We like to play games, lots of games, and have fun that way and make memories that way. So that's our.
Are there any particular games that you like to play as a family or as a group?
Well, we always do decorate cookies. So we always gingerbread man cookies, which we've already done a trial run with that.
Nice.
And then this year I saw this cool game where you take dollar bills, 1s and 5s, and you lay them on top of a table, and then you blindfold the person, and you take a paper plate and you take a spatula, and that person tries to scoop up the money. So I thought that one might be fun for everybody, because everybody likes money for Christmas.
Yeah,
I'm always looking for fun games to play with it.
So that's like lots of
fun.
And lots of food.
What's something that your family could always expect on your table?
Cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls. And then I saw this way to make cinnamon rolls into a snowman. So you take do
you make them from scratch?
Oh yes, right. From a can.
I was there. I'm gonna be I want the recipe.
The kind that you roll, that kind of swirl. So you're gonna unroll the top one and make it the head, and I'll make it into a snowman. That's my goal this year.
I love that.
I'll take a picture and post it.
Oh, please do.
Because it never looks like what in my mind it's supposed to look like.
No, that's so cool. Will you be incorporating any oils? I'm just being super nosy. Into the icing at all? Or
Great idea. Orange, yeah. I could put some orange oil in there. Yeah, I sure can. But it's always in the tea. Got lemon in my tea.
That's awesome. So, yeah. Oh, well, and I think you were about to tell us about what you diffuse.
We just diffuse any holiday thing, usually something. I like holiday peace.
Okay.
Yes, that's probably my favorite. And then you were talking about Douglas fir. And
Love that.
I've already gone through my whole 5 ml bottle of Douglas fir because I've been putting it on.
Midnight Forest too is really
Oh,
nice.
there you go.
Really nice.
I like to add a
Smell.
little, citrus with it. It's like the smell of all those going.
Very good.
Okay, what about you, Gloria?
Okay, so all of mine are grown too, and now even almost all of my grandchildren are grown, but we do try to get together on Christmas Day around lunchtime. And this year, I think we're all going to be here except for our daughter's family. They live in Virginia, and so they're not going to be able to make it. They were here for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But we are going to do a brunch. We're not going to have a traditional Christmas meal.
Okay.
So we're going to do brunch, and I'm going to do some breakfast casseroles, and then the girls are going to be bringing some things. That's what we're going to do, and we
I love
don't really
brunch.
play a lot of games except cornhole. I mean, if my son brings cornhole, we'll play cornhole.
That's good.
If the weather is decent. But yeah, we just
It's a good way to help digestion too.
tear in
right?
there and open presents and visit with each other.
Mm.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
So there'll be about, let's see, about 16 or 17 of us. About,
Wow, that's incredible. Do you host everybody at your house?
Yes, I do.
Do you
So far.
diffuse?
Oh, yes. Usually it's one of the either one of the holiday blends that we
Mhm,
have,
mhm.
and or it will be a tree like balsam fir or midnight forest. There's another one that's escaping my mind right now.
Lexper's, maybe?
I like that.
Douglas fir.
Um,
I don't know. I got all the trees. I got all the trees, guys.
so anyway, so yeah, I'll be diffusing probably in all the rooms that are placed. So
All right, yeah.
that's what we do.
Awesome.
And just, thank the Lord for the reason that we celebrate. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I grew up celebrating Christmas Eve with my
Right.
parents. So we will we call them linners, right? It's between lunchtime and dinner time. It's about generally when we eat. And my dad, and we always also kind of have to have like a family meeting because I think you guys know this, but maybe you guys don't know this. My stepdad is German, like German from Germany. My mom is Colombian, like from South America, Colombia. And then of course we've grown up with American traditional food, right? So we always have to have a family powwow on what exactly does the menu look like this year, because we've done different things. So this year, the menu includes German pot roast. It's called braten. So I'm super, and oh my goodness, my mouth just started watering. So dad's in charge of that this year, which is great, which means I'm gonna do some sides. I got a surprise for my mom. I'm gonna make her some fern pudding. Even though we had that for Thanksgiving, we don't make it often because it's so rich and fatty. But I felt like it. I felt like if we're thinking about abundance this year, we are gonna have corn pudding twice. Rand does not like the German style potato dumplings. So I'll be making sure we have just like regular roast potatoes. So generally what happens is we'll show up around dinner time, we'll eat ourselves silly, and then we'll generally relax, listen to some music. We always read the Bible story before we open presents. So we'll read the Bible story and then we'll open presents. And we have all warned each other that it was going to be a modest year on the present side of things. So I'm hoping that won't last too long. I sometimes get a little overwhelmed with all this stuff. And I've made it a habit to give Rand more like experiences versus stuff, because the grandparents seem to handle the stuff part fairly well. But this year's a little bit different because he's transitioning now that he's graduated from high school. So he's gonna get some stuff, or at least some like gift cards to get stuff from me. So I'm hoping for like family movie night once all of that kind of settles down. And then mom, I don't know that she always does this, but around the holidays, she has a diffuser recipe, I think called 3 Wise Men. And it has frankincense. And I think there's myrrh, right? But like, what's the third thing? I can't remember if it's on guard or if it's, I don't know, but it's something that kind of adds, it really is this like, I don't know, you could almost see like the desert. I mean, it's just a very, very cool smell, and it's because of the combination of what she uses. It's like you can't just pick out one oil. It is really a unique blend. So if I can get those details from her, I will make sure to add that
Yeah,
into like the
please.
comments from our
Very good.
our recording.
Yes, and I think it was Justin Harrison that I was listening to that was frankincense, frankincense, gold, myrrh, and for the gold, he talked about helichrysum.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool,
Yeah.
because I was like, I see what you're doing, Justin, and I wasn't sure like what the third oil was gonna be.
Mhm.
But once you mentioned the fact that it was helichrysum, I thought, oh, that totally makes sense. That totally makes sense.
And the flowers are gold.
Yeah,
Where we get
yeah.
that feeling from.
Does myrrh come in a touch?
It
'Cause
does now.
Yes.
Oh, so you could actually put helichrysum and frankincense
Frankincense
and
and
myrrh
myrrh
as
in a roll.
it
There you go.
all like in touches and then like gift that as a.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah.
duly noted.
Nice. There you go.
Well, speaking of frankincense and myrrh and such things, you know, in December, our promo for spending 200 PV on our LRPs, or I guess in any combination, we are getting our free 15 ml bottle. I'm telling you what, every single, because I watched Justin's presentation too, and I think I watched one of the Share Success presentations this month. Everybody, and I'm not saying it's not worthy of being excited about, but
Yes.
the
Free
15
frankincense,
ml free frankincense bottles. So Gloria, how do you use frankincense?
Well, neat story. This past week, I use it many different ways, but sometimes I use it on my face, and sometimes I put, not touch, but under my tongue when I've got. I don't get migraines with the pain like you used to get, but I get the little aura that kind of crosses over your vision. Had one Sunday before last.
Oh goodness.
Did not have any frankincense with me. I was sitting in the auditorium and getting ready for a concert, and there it is. I'm like, I can't see anything. But had I used my frankincense, it would have gone away much more quickly. But
Sorry, y'all.
so our little dog has had this little bump on her back. The vet said it was probably like a little fatty tumor cyst, nothing. She said, just watch it. Well, I don't know what happened, but it got inflamed and really larger. And Lucy was very lethargic.
Oh.
Um,
She is
Did-
not a lethargic. Like
No.
that is the worst. Like,
very lethargic, and she didn't like want to jump up and she would just shake. So I was just like, what's wrong with you? And I was doing, oh goodness, that's big. So I looked, and it was red and big. So I started to drop, put frankincense on it, and copaiba, and I probably did that because copaiba both would be good for the pain, but and it did help. So I would put that on her back, a couple of drops of each, just drop it right on there on the area. And she's one that does not like oils.
Okay.
My dog does not like oils, but she would jump up on I would pick her up and put her on the end of the bed, and she just stayed there.
Oh.
Did not mind the oils
Wow.
at
So she
all.
knew
She
the difference.
knew that they were helping. So I did that all one day. The next day it started to drain, which was good.
yeah.
And then, so I still did it several times, 3 or 4 times a day. And then the next day, it was still draining, but I don't want to gross everybody out.
That's okay.
But anyway, there's like this little white sticky thing that I just pulled out. I don't know what it was, if it was like the sac or whatever. Anyway, and that left like a hole in there. And so I just kept putting the frankincense and the copaiba on there. And now it's just, it's scabbed over, and I'm just waiting. And I still, at night, I've been putting the frankincense on it.
That's awesome.
So yes, that would have been something that I would have had to take her to the vet, and it would have cost who knows how much money.
A lot.
So that frankincense is yay.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Tammy?
I use frankincense, myrrh, rose,
Mm-hmm.
daily on my face. I put it in my hands and I rub it here and I rub it on my throat.
when you say you put it in your hands, do you have it already in a roller or do you actually drop?
I drop.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, sometimes I have rose in the dripper bottle,
Mhm.
and since I've been here, I noticed it stays gelled because it's cold here, and Florida don't have that problem.
Oh,
So in not your touch, but you know, the real bottle. So
Sure.
the same thing happens with Murray or Bedford.
right.
Those kind of like congeal a little bit. So
Yeah.
you have to roll them in your hands.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
know
how you
that
make
Rose
them.
did that.
Make them. That's how you get them to come out. But if you're in Florida, that does not happen.
Oh,
But since I've been in North Carolina, that's been the case. So, but I put that in it. It helps my thyroid because
Okay.
you're getting the support for your thyroid.
mhm.
Helps with wrinkles. I know. See. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I think I am guilty of being one of those who kind of like hoarded frankincense. You know, it's like one of the, you know,
luxury oils.
yeah. So it's just like, oh, I'll only bring it on special occasions. And I think that somewhere this year I decided there's no more hoarding, there's only using, and there's using vividly, right?
Yes.
So I even I took Rand to see his grandparents this weekend, and not that we need to get all into it, but like this is his father's family. His father and I are no longer together, and we're all super friendly for the sake of continuing, you know, good family relations. But and not that that's necessarily stressful because I'm kind of a chill person. I can get along, but I think that there are some times where situations might get a little. I kept that frankincense right with me and put it on my spine and just in these little moments to just kind of like help support like my emotion and my capacity. We were also talking about some big things, you know, family members getting surgery and, you know, just big life stuff. And it felt like it helped me. It gave me like a steadiness, if that, you know, so no matter what was happening, the cousins running around, climbing off the walls, that type of thing, it just gave me this like steadiness to be gracious and grateful and present in the moment so that I could like just love these people the way I wanted to love them, right? So frankincense has been showing up in, I've been making a couple of different rollers. And I thought, frankincense should totally go in this roller, whether or not that's part of the recipe, doesn't matter. Frankincense is showing up in the roller. And then I've actually been, I don't see, and then again, in the whole idea of like reserving the like luxury resources, I hardly ever diffuse frankincense. And I've been allowing myself to diffuse frankincense. If I want frankincense, it goes in the diffuser. And so that's kind of just been lovely too. Yeah. So you know.
So I know that through our learning and is that frankincense, it's never wrong to add it to a recipe because it enhances all the other oils. It's a perfect enhancer of that.
And see, I do that with copaiba. I'll use copaiba. I'll take a shower in copaiba. I love that, but it's just not occurred to me to do it with. But with a free frankincense, I love y'all. Did you put in your 200 PV order? Get your free frankincense.
And if you did it, you can call customer service and add to your order and get it up to 200 PV. And with that second order, they will send you the free frankincense.
That's really great.
You do have to call them.
And there's time, right? Because there's another
whole month,
right? 11 days left of the month.
Oh, yes.
So there's still time if you haven't gotten a chance to do that yet.
And another way I like to use frankincense is in the symphony of the cells. So anytime that I'm feeling, well, I've been here, so I've been using it daily because, you know, just being in the cold, my nose runs and then you got the grandkids who just come and hug you and then they rub their snotty noses on you. So
A little stuff seem to mind sharing their snotty.
So I take the frankincense and I rub it on my neck and on my lower back and on my feet. And of course, you always want to breathe it in. And then I do the tea tree, aroma touch, and peppermint. And I do that every day. And that's just an immune booster.
That's awesome.
So,
and you said that was tea tree and aroma touch
and peppermint.
And peppermint.
That's like the basic protocol. And if I'm going to be around sick people or a lot of people, you know, and there's been a lot of sickness going around. I mean, anytime you have the holidays, it's because we're increasing our sugar. You know, we're not eating as well as we normally do. And then I'm the one who contributed chocolate chip cookies.
I know. I'm not doing it. It's a great moment. Let's have a moment. Actually, why don't because this is an easy slip into, for those of you who are with us on Saturday, was it this Sat? Look, my time is slipping. It was 2 Saturdays ago,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So 2 Saturdays ago, we had an in-person event. It was our Merry Mints event. And Gloria had made these beautiful spearmint buttermints, which were incredible. And she had shared the recipe multiple times. But today, she also made or brought peppermints with that
Yes.
same buttermint recipe, but instead of using spearmint, she used peppermint. And for those of you who were there at the event and got to taste the mints,
It tastes like fudge.
I was gonna say, as much as I like the
My
spearmint,
goodness.
the peppermint is just incredible. So if you're gonna make that buttermint recipe,
Oh,
consider maybe even separating and making one of either or each so that you can enjoy it.
Now spearmint, personally, I like spearmint better than peppermint.
I thought so too,
Really?
but
Oh yeah, you should at least try, or just take like a smidgen and try, but
mm,
I know, well, they're so soft and they're so.
It's like fudge.
Mhm.
It's real good.
so yeah, so somewhere in
rolling.
here, the recipe is shared. If you don't find it, let me know.
And we'll make sure it
Make
gets
sure
posted.
it's,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
well, we'll do
So-
a thing.
At least
Very
we have
easy.
nice fresh bread now.
I know. I'm gonna take one of these.
They're,
And Gloria, can you give us a heads up on these truffles as well that you made?
So these are the truffle, the recipe is actually on dōTERRA.com in their recipe. You can look it up.
Yeah.
So it's just sweetened condensed milk and a bag of chocolate morsels. It calls for dark chocolate. I did not see those today. Everything was gone. And so I got the semi-sweet, not dark. And I added a lot of orange because I like
I
to
like
taste it.
orangey,
Yes.
Okay, so what is
So
the,
they're the same. These are just, ooh, and look, they're just,
look at that.
Fudgy gooey too. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
so.
Okay, so
These,
powdered sugar?
these are rolled in powdered sugar. These are rolled in
Okay.
chocolate, the cocoa.
Oh,
Nice.
oh,
I'm good. I'm
oh,
good.
they smell so good.
I want to enjoy my mint
And I love
right now.
chocolate and orange.
Yes,
Mm.
that is my favorite.
Wait. So you said this recipe was on,
dōTERRA. Mhm. It's
when
on
you
the
said,
website.
okay, I mean, I was listening, but I'm just gonna go double check. Cause now it's in my mouth. So you said chocolate morsels,
Mhm.
sweetened condensed milk, and then the oil of your choice.
Orange or peppermint.
I put some vanilla in there too, but
Okay, but that's it? That's all that this is?
And
Yeah.
vanilla, our vanilla essential oil is in the cookies. And of course, when you bake them, it goes.
Mhm.
I was wondering if you guys had ever diffused, sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. If you guys had diffused our vanilla, the doTERRA vanilla.
No, I use it mostly in
Have you?
recipes.
Mm-mm.
And then too, like it's really good, like when you're doing hot chocolate or chai
Mhm.
tea to add a little bit of vanilla.
I'm going to
It's
keep
really
that at
good.
my hot beverage station.
Right, it's good.
I took so the other thing that Gloria will do when we have in-person events is that she will make coffee for us, but she put some of the doTERRA doTERRA cinnamon essential oil in the grind so that as it's brewing, the cinnamon is infused.
Mhm.
Well, I did it with cinnamon and ginger
Oh,
this
wow.
weekend. Y'all.
But it's
Y'all.
good.
I mean, it's, ginger kind of gives it, well, I mean, I'm gonna say a rootier taste, but like it's definitely earthy, whereas cinnamon kind of keeps it a little light and festive. I think the ginger grounds it, but like if you're open to trying it,
Oh, yes, I love ginger.
holy buckets, it was really, really good.
Buckets of coffee.
This is incredible. So I think I'm gonna stop talking because I'm gonna stuff my mouth. I think one of the other segments that we had talking about was about gratitude for the year. Do you want to take a stab at, and you can handle it as a big thing, as a small thing, as a handful of things, however you want to tackle that.
Gratitude, wow. Well, gratitude grows when you are thankful for something, or you're looking daily for something. For 10 years, I've been doing a gratitude series for the month of November for the last 10 years. And when it started, I was not very thankful for things. Like
Wait,
I had,
what?
but, you know, I mean, I had to,
Were you grumpy?
yes, I was very grumpy. So, you know, I would think about things that were not right or not the way I was expecting them to be or planning them to be. So my gratitude list was, okay, I open my eyes and I'm alive today. I can turn the light switch and the light comes on. I can turn the faucet and the water comes out, and I'm still grumpy. But I'm working on the gratitude. And now it's like, I mean, just trees. I mean, just like coming in here tonight. I mean, we're in downtown Graham. If you've never been in downtown Graham, North Carolina, it is very festive. Lots of Christmas lights. It's very, I don't know, just seeing it. It's just, even though it's cold outside, it's very warm in your heart. You know, it's like that Christmas kind of spirit. I'm thankful that we flew, that we got a straight flight. I mean, just little things. Now you think, oh, I'm so thankful for this. You know, it's little stuff. Like I'm thankful. Oh my God, my son's car. He drives a little Kia. This is his first car. My son is in his 30s. He's catching up with me in age. And he let me drive his car. And usually the key doesn't go in it. And the Kia, it stands for Killed in Action. KIA. He was military, so that's why the car is named that. And that's his very first car, and it is still running. But sometimes you can't turn the key. But I mean, I'm so grateful that the key works today, that I can lock the doors. There's a key in the car. I mean, there's just so many. So when you're grateful and you're looking for things to be grateful for, there's so much more out there to be grateful for. So I'm grateful that BJ's had my crack corn. That's my favorite.
I know, I'm excited about this. I'm going to put them while you're
This is
talking.
popcorn. It is, and my favorite thing is chocolate. So this is my favorite popcorn, and it has.
To share.
Well, I don't know that I can top yours. So, this year has been a year to be able to experience many reasons for gratitude, and every year it is, but this year has been especially eventful with regards to things to be thankful for. And I can just think of right off the bat, my husband's hip replacement surgery, his recent bout with kidney stone that like lasted for 10 days. And it's a very painful thing, and he did use oils, but it's just one of those things that your body has to deal with, and it was helped with the lemon oil for sure. And getting to work with these ladies. Oh my word. To be, you know, for you, it's been for years, and I'm so thankful. And for you, I have been anticipating this for years. So it's been a great year to be able to go to Salt Lake City with you and Rand. I was so grateful for that. And my son, my oldest son, went with us. Just so many things. To be healthy as we are, and to know that that could change at any moment. And even at that, we would need to see things to be thankful for, right? That's what we need to do. Just reminded so much that we really do have so much to be thankful for. Every day. Yeah. I find myself sometimes just you know, whatever I'm doing, I this morning it was sitting there reading my devotions, and I was just like, you're so good to me. You're so good to me. Why? But yeah, so this has been a wonderful year to be able to experience gratitude for sure. What about you?
Oh, I believe that the more you spend time focused on gratitude or looking for gratitude, or even in a gratitude practice of, I wake up and write down 5 things or 10 things or or if that's something, a practice that you do before bed, whatever. I think the more you spend time leaning into it, the more it just like wraps your arm, you know, and just like pulls you in into like a bear hug. I feel like that's what gratitude is. It's like, it just will pull you in.
She's so good with words.
I think that, you know, gratitude is really important, for our family. And when I say family, I mean me and Rand, you know, it's just kind of been us. And I used gratitude to keep myself focused on who I wanted to show up as. Because I think it was really easy. I think by default, I'm somebody who tries to look for the positive, but I think when there are negative, influential, or if I have a loving connection with somebody and that person tends to be negative, it easily pulls me down. And I had to make a decision, you know, somewhere along the way that, like, you know, kind of plant my flag in the ground and go like, I have to protect myself. And do and focus, you know, not that I can't love the person who's being negative, but I just needed to make sure that I was kind of protecting myself. And gratitude was the practice that kind of kept me on the ground that I wanted to be on, if that makes sense. And then as Rand was kind of going through adolescence, I noticed some particular behaviors that caused me some concern, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to pull him into this gratitude practice as well. So we would do it as a on the way to school. Hey, tell me 3 things you're thankful for, right? And then I would do it as a 11:11. You know, what are you thankful for? And so I use that to pull him into conversations where we can focus on gratitude. And as he's grown into that practice, he will now, and has now been, hey mom, it's 222. What are you thankful for? So I love the fact that now has become a reciprocal, that we're both encouraging each other to focus on gratitude. And to me, one of the most exciting things is how, as he's grown and has leaned into this practice, you know, it's like the principle where 2 or 3 are gathered, right? So now what I've learned is that we are influencing other members of our family. So like we went up to my mom in this practice, she's like, what are you guys doing? And it's like, well, this is what we do to have a moment of being present and being thankful. I found out she did it with my dad. Like we weren't together at all. She was like, oh, it's, you know, she saw, you know, we call them angel numbers, but she saw a time on the, and she's like, Andrea, what do you think? It was incredible just to see like these little positive, you know, roots kind of just from a practice that Rand and I, it was just so makes my heart shine. In regards to 2023, we had a big year. Ryan graduated high school. It was his first prom. It was his first winter semi-formal. You know, it was our first dōTERRA conference. We didn't go cross country this year, but we went to a lot of different places in the country. I got to sing to a bison. I have a video of it. I will share it with you. Me singing to a bison in Yellowstone. And he gave me a little glance. Like, I see you, human. I will not kill you today, human, right? But just like these little beautiful moments that we seem to, I think because I try to be open to them, and it's not even try to be open to them. I mean, Rand and I will, for lack of a better way to say it, we have like family prayer before we go out on an adventure. But it's just more of a, it's not like we're bowing our head. We're not being formal about it at all. We're just calling in and asking God to protect us. And we will welcome magical moments. We will welcome, like, we invite Providence to show up and put these like particular magical things together that then we get to experience. So I think that a lot of those things showed up for us, you know, and I think part of it is being open and welcoming it in, but part of it is also being present enough to notice it. Right.
And gratitude does that. You notice things when you're more grateful, you're more open.
I agree with that. Yeah. So that was just really strong in our year. for 2023. And I'm look at us, look at these beautiful crowns that we get
It's
to
like we
wear.
can keep straight in mind.
Look at this beautiful like food and just the abundance of us having the time to get together, us having the space to get together, us having all these digital devices that are helping support us in this moment. I think that we're just so
And she's in
incredibly.
control of.
So thankful for Jen. I just think that we're just in a place of being so incredibly yes,
Beyond measure.
beyond measure. You're right. So, by the way, this is delicious.
I know, we call it crack corn. You
Holy
can't just
buckets. I mean, it is like so rich and delicious.
Mhm.
Okay, so taking us back from the deep
Yes,
to a
yes, yes.
little bit of a lighter. I know that we wanted to talk a little bit about goals for 2024, but you guys brought things. So
Yeah.
why don't we like steer away from our program, taking away from our pre-planned programming.
Yes.
And tell us about the fun things that you brought and share, and I'm gonna eat.
Okay. Well, you may start.
Sure.
Well, since I've been in the cold weather, Correct X has been a wonderful thing. Put this stuff on your lips at night before you go to bed.
No way.
Yes.
Like a song?
Yes.
Mhm.
Chapped lips.
And your cuticles.
Yes, any cuticles. My granddaughter, she bites that.
Mm-hmm.
So when she does that, she's got this ring down here
Yep.
and it hurts.
I bet it
You know?
does, yeah.
You know, food gets on it or whatever, so overnight, this will take care of it. Most boo-boos, this takes care of as well. Milk it good first, just so it all mixes good, which again, we're in the cold climate, so that won't be a problem. But in Florida, sometimes, you know, you take the top off and oil rolls out. But just kind of milk it a little bit, you know, just to make sure it's mixed. Another thing, you know, I was talking about, I do not want to be sick over the holidays, so this is a staple, my On Guard, and I think Gloria's gonna talk some more about what she does. Yeah.
On Guard Plus capsules, yes.
You okay?
You want me-
That's
you want me-
okay.
you want me to take over?
It's okay.
So,
Come back.
Okay.
so with wellness, the things that are, I guess, staples and some things we cannot do without is the lifelong vitality vitamins. They are infused with oils. If you are not on a good natural supplement, it would be very beneficial for you to give these a try. It's a 30-day money back guarantee. It's on the box. You can use them for 30 days. If you do not see a difference, you can return the bottles and they will refund your money. So it's a win-win. But I think I've only had one person ever in over 9 years to return a box. So they actually do help to keep us well and healthy. And the other thing, all my boxes sell. So the other thing that I would not do without is the collagen. So that is also a staple. I take that every single morning and I put it in a little shaker thing and with cold water. And then I use that to take my morning vitamins. So that is my little ritual. That is my little ritual there. And then Copaiba soft gels are
We
a
love those.
must. Take a couple of those at night with my evening, I guess, routine of
Really?
what I take.
You take two, like at evening
At
time?
night. It helps to calm and relax, and I tend to have a little bit of arthritic pain, and so it helps with that as well.
Okay.
And then I also brought, they're empty bags, but if you've not tried the lozenges that dōTERRA has, the drops, the breathe,
Ginger.
and the ginger, yeah,
Ginger's good.
the breathe and the On Guard, they need to be also a part of your grab, you know, when you want to grab a drop for your tickly throat or whatever, you want to grab one of these. Out of the two, these are my favorite, but I do try to keep these as well. So
Yeah, that's my favorite ginger.
well,
Is your favorite? is your favorite this holiday cinnamon?
Oh, my word.
Those are hot.
I love hot, yes. So, yeah, so this is kind of what I wanted to, and the Serenity. Definitely the Serenity. So this is kind of what I do, along with.
I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to build your
home.
myself.
Works for me. So, yeah, so get yourself into a routine. Try some new products in 2024 and go ahead and order them this month so you can get your free frankincense.
Yeah, talk about that. That's
So,
fun.
Anyway, yeah, so these things have really helped us. I'm not saying that we don't ever get sick or feeling bad, but I haven't been to a doctor for an illness or an antibiotic in over 9 years. And it's just because we work on trying to figure out what it is our bodies are needing. And we try to, our first line of defense is to try to treat it naturally. It's just like I did with my little dog. I was not opposed to needing to go to the vet if that's what she needed, but I wanted to try to handle it with the oils if she was going to. Oh, and the funny thing is, now that she's feeling better, I have to kind of make her get up on the bed for me to put the frankincense on her. So she knows, she knew that they were helping her. So it's really, it's very interesting. But yeah, that's those are some major guns as far as trying to keep yourself in a healthy way. So yeah, plus the probiotics, but I couldn't bring everything, but you know.
Yeah. And then back to me because I started coughing. But two, being in the dry and I love the dōTERRA lotion because it's coconut oil and shea butter.
Oh, I was just gonna smell that.
Oh, okay, there's no smell. It's not in it. So you have whatever oil you like.
I was gonna say, I've never tried it before. This is my first time.
Well,
Thank
look
you
what you need
for-
to add to yours next
Thank
month.
you.
And it goes right in and it does not leave you feeling greasy. And then because it's unscented, you can add whatever you're feeling,
Okay.
you know, whatever oil you
And so
like.
would you just put like a squirt and then a drop?
or two,
Okay.
yeah, and then rub it and legs, feet, elbows. Back. My goodness, my back, you know, gets so dry and itchy because I get in the shower and I turn as hot as I can get. So what am I doing? I'm drying out. But I'm getting warm. But this has definitely helped. And then of course, no static clean, you know, that kind of thing. It helps with that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you want to go back to your On Guard?
That's something I
Sing the praises?
So yeah, I do. I'm taking my On Guard. Anytime I travel, I take it with me just to have. Just to
So explain to us why it's beneficial to have that other, you know, in a, I guess, rather than the oil, the drop.
Oh, well, this has Melissa in it. It has a whole bunch of other stuff.
Black
in it. It's
pepper.
not just On Guard.
Right.
Yeah, it's On Guard Plus. And it's all these, I mean, Melissa's like $135 a bottle.
But you know, I didn't know that at first. I
It
didn't
doesn't
know
matter.
that at first.
I thought it was just the
I
On
just
Guard
thought it
and
was
the
On
soft gel.
Guard and soft gel, and not that it's just soft
No,
gel
no,
because they're
no.
so convenient, but once I
Yeah.
realized that they had the extra bits, I was.
Yeah, so I take one of these every once in the morning and once at bedtime. And then, of course, my ginger drops, they stay with me. That's what I like. And this is what I like about these is for Sundays especially, you know, they'll quiet your tummy. If your tummy starts rumbling, you know, during the middle of service, it's only during that really quiet time, you know, and then your stomach goes, well, if you pop one of these in your mouth, it takes care of that. And then too, anytime, you know, when you're out to eat, you know, I'm just in love with ginger drops. I order about 2 or 3 every month. So that's how many I go through.
Wow.
I do eat them like candy. I probably shouldn't, but I do. They're good.
I mean, if you're gonna eat anything like candy, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that
ginger would be
those
good.
are,
My
those are
favorite
the
choice.
best of the options that you can have.
There you go.
Wait,
So then
have you tasted the cinnamon drops?
They're hot.
No, I've actually been saving it. Because I got one, it was our,
Convention.
no, it wasn't convention, it was not the December in-person event. I believe it was the one that we had before that, so it would have been the November,
Okay.
where Rachel was with us. And there were, I was sitting at a table of somebody who had happened, I believe it was Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Rachel was sharing some of the
holiday.
Look, I just confessed to you guys that I wasn't holding on to things anymore and that I was feeling abundant and that I wasn't, but
You need to
I'll be
open up that
honest,
little can.
I'll be honest, that little, the little cinnamon drop, I've kind of been holding for the right moment, but maybe the right moment is like tomorrow when I'm working on my stuff at my desk. So
It'll wake you up.
here's my, I'm gonna use y'all as accountability. Tomorrow, I will post a picture of having my cinnamon drop
Enjoy that.
and enjoying it.
Yummy.
Yes,
I love them. They are hot,
They are hot.
but I
Like, atomic fireballs are hot.
They're pretty hot.
Yeah, I love them. I used to love fireballs.
We're literally the same person.
Just a few years apart.
Just a few years apart, maybe. Well, I did not bring stuff, but what I did.
too.
Well, I mean, I didn't bring like oils. I
Yes,
mean,
you did.
oh, I brought Meta Power for my water, but I didn't bring it like to be prepared for it and displaying.
We don't have Meta Power in our
we
water
do.
because we're gonna eat junk. We're gonna drink power.
Right? It's like the equivalent of eating chocolate chip cookies with the Diet Coke.
There you go.
I did bring Meta Power to put in my seltzer water during today's event. But I did see, I don't know if either of you had a chance to see this. Maybe you guys know this, maybe you don't. dōTERRA has the dōTERRA Facebook page, but then they also have the dōTERRA business Facebook page. And today they posted, what your customers need to know in 2024. And it was a series of graphics highlighting I think it was 6 products maybe of what their recommendation would be for people who've never heard about dōTERRA. What they needed to know. And I loved how it kind of organically was kind of like, hey, maybe these are some products that if you didn't know about them, you should use them. So, we know that the Ask Nurse Tammy group has both customers and wellness advocates. And so maybe you guys are really familiar with these products, or maybe you're not. But as you move forward into 2024, hopefully using your refer a friend link so you can get the benefits of the dōTERRA bucks or dōTERRA dollars. I think that we're going for the alliteration here, the dōTERRA dollars. Consider what maybe are your top 6 products that you want to take into 2024 and then share that with your friends and use your referral link to get your dōTERRA dollars.
Yeah. I have one wholesale customer, Alicia, if you're out there, you are doing a great job. She has been sharing her link, so she gets a lot of stuff for free.
That's awesome.
And she's, sharing, products that she likes with her audience.
I love that.
And you get a customer.
And we get a new customer. We see that.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that dovetails really well into our goals for 2024. I think I had written down, like, if you have a theme going into 2024 or a word, because sometimes people pick a word of the year, or if you just have any thoughts of what you would like to leave behind in 2023 as you go into 2024. I think any of that, anything other than the products that you mentioned.
What I would like to see for my own personal growth is just to be able to be present, which is we're developing a plan thanks to Jen and her organizational skills as to how to show up for our for you, for our customers, for our people that want to work with us. We want to be there, and we are working toward making sure that we show up and have something planned for you. We, for myself, that's what I want to make sure I'm growing in and learning more about how to present, how to know what to say and how to say it. Because it is a growth process for sure.
For sure.
And it's kind of a nervous thing to think that you're going to be going live in the groups, but
and yet here we
so anyway, I just want to be able to this gratitude thing. I want to be able to show more gratitude and to be aware, to be made more aware of the things that, just the small little things that we need to be thankful for. But yeah, so that's what I don't have a word. I've never been good at figuring out a word for the year, but anyway, yeah.
Okay, that's really good.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
You don't need a word when you have all of those feelings.
Well, that works.
So this is not finalized. I would say that this is probably more like in progress, as I'm still very in 2023 and wrestling with some feelings that I'm, a change and evolution. These are not peaceful processes. I've been asking for things that are not meant to me to peacefully exit my life, and for things that are meant for me to just show up.
Yeah.
Just show up and give me that hug.
Yeah.
Like just make yourselves known, right?
Right.
And I think if I'm thinking about 2024, words that come to mind, and maybe they're words that more match the feelings that I want to invite. I want to invite feelings of consistency.
Mhm.
And I want to invite feelings of steadiness in 2024.
Exactly. Use those words.
You can absolutely. Because I think that no matter what's happening externally, right? I can't control external.
Right.
I can't control social economics. I can't control geopolitics, but I can control this.
Right.
And I can control my heart and my attitude and how I choose to show up, right? If we're pulling in like 2023 convention words, becoming, I can choose who I want to be in the moment.
Right. I like that.
And man, I got goals. I got things I want to do. There are things I want to do, and there are people I want to see, and there's bison who haven't heard me sing yet. And in regards to dōTERRA and growing in my dōTERRA business, y'all, I'll put slide decks together for days. I got ideas, and I want to show up more often, right? Because I want to grow. So I need to, if I want growth, I need to show up and match that energy of growth, right? And I think that as we get more familiar with the resources that are available to us, right? And putting yourself in a practice, that anxiety of, I'm about to go live doesn't seem as hard anymore, or it doesn't seem as loud, maybe is the right.
And we have so many resources. I mean,
We have so many resources.
Although dōTERRA on the website, there's one, that's that new PB Assist or PB Biome. Is that what it's called?
PB Restore.
Restore. So there's a whole segment on that you can learn, and it's free.
Yeah.
So, it's just this little
course, and Serenity.
Yeah.
There's a course on that, the Serenity Kit, I think.
And Shinrin Yoku. In fact, Rand, as someone who has a wellness advocate account, Rand is currently, because anytime I mention like teach a class with me, he gets a little stressed out, and that's okay. He doesn't have that practice yet, right? But I said, go through all the training courses and get yourself familiar with the information. So he is currently like systematically going through all of the courses. If you guys aren't familiar with this, and we'll leave a comment in the comments, you know what I'm trying to say, training.doterra.com. And he is systematically knocking out every single course so that at least he has a foundational level. I was actually leaving to come to our meeting tonight, and he goes, Mom, I have a new favorite. And I was like, oh yeah, what's your new favorite? He's like, I don't remember the exact title, but it's pretty much like the ditch and switch. It's the household replacement.
Yeah.
He's like, this one is so cool. He's like, do you know you should be using glass and not plastic containers?
Yes.
And I said, yes, child, hold on to these details. Well, you have a medal, I have a medal.
But he's also talking about this.
But they were happy.
I was just really, I'm really proud of how he's leaning into that. And I think we forget. dōTERRA has so many resources for us to use, to learn from. And really a lot of my slide decks is I just take theirs and then just edit it the way I want to edit it. So I've never had to, well, I was gonna say I've never had to start from scratch, which is true, but that first slide deck I did create from scratch.
That was good. You're entitled.
The Untitled, yeah.
I like that.
I need to do that one again. I enjoyed doing that one. So those steady consistency, remembering that what is external doesn't have to define my
That's right.
internal, and I think a sense of adventure, right? Because I think 2024 has some fun things. I don't know what they are yet, but I'm going to go ahead and claim that there's a fun, there's adventure, there's abundance, there's leaning into using luxurious
There you go.
products
Yes.
instead of hoarding them.
Yeah.
Tammy, what about you? What's your 2024 kind of outlook?
Well, I mean, just listening to y'all, I've never, like you said, done that, but being here and having this time and not really having an agenda while I'm here in North Carolina, except for family, I did sign up for a course on growth. And it's personal growth, and it's, you know, growth as a person, as a grandma, as a mom, as a friend, you know, so I think it's important for us, doesn't matter how old we are, to grow.
Yep.
And to learn. And if you stop growing and stop learning, you die. So, you know, we got to stay young. And that's one way to keep our minds young too, is to learn new information and, you know, share it with others as well. So I think growing, and I definitely want to grow in my knowledge of my oils, you know, the things that we use all the time. You know, I could tell you, you know, you ask me about sinuses, I'll tell you, you put the oregano, the tea tree, the peppermint, the lemon in this little steam mug and breathe in. You know, those things that we use all the time, we know, but I mean, I have to go to these books, you know, all the time, these resource books.
Great.
Yeah, they're great resources. So I just want to, you know, learn some more in my apps on my phone, and then too, to help others grow as well in their knowledge. Because I get a lot of texts sometimes, and they'll be like, what do you do for? And I'm like, I have told you this 25 times. Not really, but sometimes you do, especially when it's my family. I'm like, get your frankincense out.
So that, yeah, so I'll just put a plug in for, because this group is mostly seasoned oil users. You've been using oils, and some of you are new, but these resources are a must, and that's what we don't. They might, but I don't retain it all up here. I either go to my book, or I have a favorite app that I have on my phone. And then I have things in my notes that I have heard people, you know, in the past in classes that I would put in my notes. It's things like that that I will refer back to, because, you know, I don't remember things like I used to.
There's an oil for that.
And there's an oil. Spanish
Tongue
saying.
drop under your tongue on the back of your neck. It's been helping me a lot lately.
Yeah, so get yourself
So
a
Spanish
resource
saying.
book.
And sometimes too is good when you're learning, because it's helping you, you know, to digest that information.
It's good
Yeah.
for memory. This is a beautiful book. This is a beautiful book. I've been to it a little bit. I have shared some of that information with my parents. It is beautiful, and it's kind of like, I wish I could just have, like, I don't know, like a week, 2 weeks, and just be like a kid in school again, and just like, but this being the textbook. I think that would be incredible. I think it would blow my mind. Maybe we should do something like that. I just got excited. I totally got excited. I got so excited and so like geeked out in my head. I lost the plot.
We're talking about.
So we were talking about, whereas I kind of interrupted her and started talking about the
important.
resources.
Important thing.
Yeah.
That ties into resources, that ties into growth. I think that one of the most important things that I was reminded about in 2023 that I absolutely want to carry into 2024 is when we're in a moment of acute discomfort or seasonal challenges. I have in the past gotten these different recipes, right? Steam breathing or internal use or on the bottom or the diffusers and all of that. But specifically with making veggie caps and taking them in for no matter what, like snotty headache, belly situation. I've taken a capsule and then moved on with my day.
Yeah.
Or like waited 3 or 4 hours then to take another one. And I think it was recent. Was it our in person? I don't remember where exactly this came up, but it was in a conversation which is one of the reasons why I love doing this more often, because more conversations happen and more information is sticking. So y'all, if you're interested in growing, be more present with us in 2024, because we're covering so many really interesting things. But it was the fact that, like, because we don't grow resistance. Maybe it was a Rachel thing. Anyway, we don't get resistance to the oils, but we also can't overdose on the oils.
Right.
So if there's an acute situation,
Yes.
yes, and it's almost like don't follow the like every 3 to 4 hours.
Right.
Just do it every 15 minutes, or do it every half hour, or do it just like knock it out.
Right.
And so I'll be honest with you. A couple weeks ago, I had a thing. I had a thing and I thought, oh no, this is totally going to take me out. And I thought, no, because I'm going to take these words of wisdom that these ladies just shared with me. And I'm going to act like I know, like I got I was going to say some bad words. I've got some really, big resources to help. Like I'm going to act like I've got what I need.
You do.
And I set an alarm. I set an alarm to help me because I'm a grown up and I have, things. So the alarm has to help me, but it was for every hour. Every hour I took oregano, melaleuca, and copaiba in a veggie cap. Every hour. And then the next day it was every 90 minutes. And I was done.
See?
Wow.
And it was going to be a thing. Like, with using doTERRA, I've gotten better at listening to my body. And I knew, oh my gosh, this is going to lay me out for a week. And I just made a decision. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Also, when we're having that acute episode of whatever, if you're using an oil that has the use of aromatic, topical, and internal, use it all 3 ways.
Right.
So, whether you put it in a diffuser or you just open it up and smell it, put some in your hands and rub it, together and smell. If it's your stomach, then you rub it there, and then you take it internally if it is an oil that you can take internally, and then do it aggressively, like Jen was saying. It's that I think that's one of the things that when we first start with natural ways of dealing with ourselves, natural solutions, it's hard to think of, well, if I do that I need to do that every hour, because we're so used to medicines doing it every 4 to 6 hours.
Right.
But we really need to be aggressive and consistent, and consistent. So
No. Right. I started using doTERRA in 2015. If I could go back in time and just tell my 2015 self, hey girl, just like just
use it.
Like use it for real. All these stories that people the stories matter because it's real. Like just use it. And it's not like I wasn't open to it. Like, but I think about, I was so conservative with my use, with what I put in the diffuser. I would have bathed in those oils, and I needed to bathe in those oils in 2015, and so did Rand. And I just wish I could go back and tell myself, it's okay, be generous, like treat yourself well.
Yeah.
We have the resources, treat yourself well.
Right.
You don't have to worry about side effects. You don't have to worry about resistance. You like building up a resistance, like just
enjoy them.
Yeah.
It's a resource.
For real. This is a very queen comment to say, right? Just enjoy them and lean into these amazing resources that we have. Speaking of 2024, do you see how quick I just did? There are 2 big things that are happening as a part of the 2024 agenda in regarding to like doTERRA. doTERRA is offering another Silver Club experience and leadership retreat. And so do either of you want to say anything about those 2 things while I eat popcorn?
Silver Club is, I've never participated in that, and I don't plan on doing it this time either, but for some that have, it has extremely been beneficial for their business. So if you are interested in that, you need to reach out to me or Tammy, Jen, and let us know, because there's sponsors that we can help to arrange for you and help you get into that process. And you can also look it up online and find out, what some of the details are for Silver Club and leadership. So leadership is, I think you have to either be elite or a silver to be able to go to the leadership retreat, but it's going to be at Opry.
Nashville.
It's in Nashville.
It's in Nashville,
Yeah.
at a very big resort,
So it is,
but it's also available digitally.
it is also available digitally. But I wanted to mention also in January, for anybody that has made the elite rank, there is going to be a elite retreat in Kernersville with I think she's a Blue Diamond. Her name is Rachel Carter. It's not our Rachel, but our Rachel will be there. But anyway, so we need to, if you're interested in that, I will be going to that. I hope you will too.
Yeah. I sure have the information, absolutely.
I wish you could. I mean,
I think Florida's calling me to come back.
But anyway, I went last year and it was very beneficial. So I think that if you are wanting to explore dipping your toes back into the business aspect of dōTERRA, then this would be an excellent opportunity for you to explore, to learn, and be with other people that are kind of the same mindset. So yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. As far as leadership, I think that was the first thing, dōTERRA, big thing that I went to was leadership. And I was really impressed by the integrity of the company. Straighten my crown again. Just their, like the integrity, there's just their strengths, their how they're trying to do good and help not only us as consumers, but the growers. I mean, just the difference they've made in other people's lives, and then just learning about the company. I mean, I think they were talking about Operation Underground Railroad at that time when I went the first time, and I mean, I didn't even know about children being sold, involved, and I mean, I had no clue. And then I mean, dōTERRA was right there in there. They've got these aftercares. They've got this other, what's it called, recovery program, to help, aftercare, for these children. And it's just, I mean, it's just all the good that they try to do. It's just very, I guess, rewarding to know that you're a part of something like that. And then it's not just, and then talking about growth. I mean, they give you all these different resources about growing yourself and getting to know yourself. And we all have a gift or a strength. And when you put all those strengths together, I mean, it's just miraculous.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it is.
So it's just kind of neat to experience. So if you've never experienced it, I do encourage you to do it. Attend at least one in-person event and your dōTERRA career. It's just really an eye-opening experience. So.
I would agree with eye-opening.
No,
I would agree. Yeah, and
and
even with as enthusiastic as I am about dōTERRA, being there in person at convention was an incredible experience. Also, in light of what you mentioned in regarding to the Healing Hands Foundation, I'm going to go ahead and as part of the 25 Collective, put in my plug for even if it's just $1 that you can donate every time you put an order in for your dōTERRA products. There are millions and millions of dōTERRA customers, and if we all just donated the $1, dōTERRA has proven that they are putting people first in all areas of the supply chain, right? From the growers to us as we experience the benefits of these essential oils and the supplement products. The other thing that maybe you don't or maybe you've not ever encountered this fact, is that dōTERRA actually pays for all the operating costs of the Healing Hands nonprofit. So everything you donate goes directly to the outreach opportunities. I was able to attend the 25 Collective soiree at convention this year, and it was just beautiful and exciting, and to be with other people who have set this as a priority. You know, I don't get to volunteer a lot. I don't get to I don't have a whole lot of extra money to donate. So I kind of was all in when they presented this idea in, maybe they did it before, but in 2022 was the time I was doing convention digitally that year. And they made a presentation about donating $25 with every order that you put in. And I was like, that's it. That is my current avenue for doing good in the world, because I can trust this company to do good with my money, to impact people with my money in a positive way. And so that just, it makes me feel really good. I love getting the updates from Healing Hands in our emails. So if you guys aren't getting those emails, or maybe you're not paying attention to them, just definitely like pay attention to them. And I probably I get extra emails for being part of the 25 Collective. So maybe I could even come on and share a little bit of what I'm learning in regards to like these added details that they offer. It's like I'm here in a small town in central North Carolina, very focused on like helping raise, my kid, and, making sure my yard is done, and, my dishes are washed and my laundry's done, and, making sure I'm earning enough to pay the bills. And it's just so nice that I can think like, I can trust this company to do good on my behalf.
Right.
That's a good way.
Yeah.
Good way to put it. For sure.
Was there any other things that you guys wanted to touch on other than like announcements for what's coming up in January?
Oh, in January. To finish out this month, we have, she will be posting a Zoom link for those of you in Ask Nurse Tammy that we usually go live in the that Essential Glow and Friends on Thursday night.
That's me this week.
Jen will be presenting a class, and it's a perfect opportunity for us to invite those that would like to hear more about natural ways of dealing with health concerns, or just maintaining health. I mean, not everybody has health concerns, I guess, but some people are young and healthy. But yeah, so remember that, and that's at 7 o'clock Thursday night. The next Thursday night will be after Christmas, and we're gonna just be taking a little break that week.
Oh, I was thinking about posting just a little announcement at the beginning of the week, just so that everybody. You don't have to remember that because I'll post a reminder, but yeah.
And then in January, what's the date?
13th
13th
for our in-person.
Yes. 13th. Is our next workshop, and right now it's we're planning to do it at my house unless we get responses of more people than I feel like I can comfortably handle. So and we're going to be doing, it's going to be very impromptu. It's not going to be it's going to be different because the topic is bring your own bottle.
BYOB.
Bring your own bottle of oil. So the thought behind that is, how many of us have, if you've been in dōTERRA for very long, you have several bottles or more of oil that you don't use. You don't know what it's good for, and you so bring those bottles, and we're going to take our resource books and we're going to talk about them. So that's what it's going to be in January, and we'll have some insight. So
some more coming my way.
Get her out of Florida. So yes, so there will be some oil infused snacks. I'm not sure what they are going to be, but we'll have something, and probably a make and take too. So the make and take, I'm thinking, is going to be focused on just like stomach, headache, wellness. So it's gonna be just simple rollers like that. So yeah, that's
Sounds
what,
good.
that's what we're thinking about.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I think I'm supposed to show up with some details on the Refer a Friend program.
She's gonna talk
Too.
about it.
So if not like that's the only thing that's not like a really good hook or anything like that. But if you're hoping to learn more about a Refer a Friend, I did attend a couple of dōTERRA trainings focused on the Refer a Friend program, which means I should have more information to share. So hopefully I can organize those details.
Because it's different. dōTERRA
Yeah.
hasn't done anything like that up till now, and so she's gonna help us iron out all of the
I hope
details.
so. I hope so. I think that we also have a recording from the Terra Talks Day 2.
Okay.
That might be a helpful, I'm not saying we have to watch it, but that might also be a helpful resource to bring to the surface for people who are, for customers who want to be focused on leveraging their referral links so that they can get those free
Yeah.
dōTERRA
Like
dollars,
Miss
y'all.
Alicia, like Miss Alicia, go girl.
That's awesome. I mean, look, y'all, we went through our list. We got to eat some goodies. I mean, I think we're good. So if we're feeling
Merry
we're feeling
Christmas.
good, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We wish you all the best and take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Bye.